Well, unfortunately, I am going to confirm. I will no longer be covering Disney Star Wars on this channel. I am not reviewing the shows. I will perhaps create videos on problems that are directly related to George's vision. I'm not doing trailer reactions. I'm not telling you what I think about the trailer. I am no longer giving it any attention. Will I be seeing it? Yes, because I have to, and I don't want to just, I can't just complain to complain. I have to have a reason. And I don't want to be, just complaining when I haven't even seen it for myself. That's stupid and ridiculous. But, at the same time, I don't feel like supporting these people who just constantly want to throw me under the bus, make me look small, and censor me, which is what they did with my latest video on The Acolyte. The past 4 videos I've made have had views of around 45 to 87. And all of the sudden, and I get views periodically too. All of the sudden, when I post a video critical about one of the things they made, it has 1 view. So this is not the first time it's happened. I'm sure they'll censor this. They censored my channel for so long. I would get 3 views, I would get 4 views, I would get 5 views. Forever. Until, and I had like I had like 1,000 something subscribers and I was getting that low views. That doesn't mix. That doesn't compute or make sense. So I started being more positive as an experiment. I thought if I begin to be more positive, what will happen to my views? And it doubled. Not even doubled. It tripled. It quadrupled. They are after us, guys. This is not this wasn't made as well and that's why. No. I make my videos exactly the same. And the reason I haven't branched out is A, I'm busy, and B, I want to see and understand the algorithm. And I am getting it now. You have to be positive in order to get crazy views. Look at Star Wars Theory. He has millions of subscribers. And he has, 9,000 views a video. That doesn't line up either. As to, Star Wars Explained, they have a tiny subscriber count and they have a lot of views on their videos because the algorithm pushes their videos more because they are positive, because Disney tells YouTube to censor the people who are critical of their shows. I have discovered a plot to destroy the Jedi. And I'm taking that quote seriously. They want to take down anybody who respects George's vision, who respects Star Wars, and not this diluted, pretend Star Wars that is a mockery of everything George created. They're not after them. They're after us. They're after the ones who really care about the brand and the ones who really know the impact these stories have on us and how they're not just a little Saturday morning cartoon, and how they can save people, they can change people's lives, and they can inspire to be better. And we understand that. And these shills do not, and they push this false narrative upon all of us. And this is a small group of us. It's rebels against the Empire. It's me, Star Wars Theory, Geeks and Gamers, Echo Base Outpost, Ryan Kinnell, Darth Melvin, I'm sure there's a couple more. I don't know if I said Geeks and Gamers yet, but there's a few more out there who, you know, we don't just sit and glaze everything. And I know there's more. Oh yeah, Mauler. There was a guy, I think some Irish guy on Theories, or British guy on Theories channel the other day. He feels the same way. We just have had it with the way things go. Do I like Theory's approach better? Absolutely, because he's, that's my philosophy too. If you don't like something, do something about it, and that's what Theory's doing. The other guys, they're just spreading a message. Melvin does it in a comedic way, which, it might seem toxic, but he's just spreading a point and making it comedic because that's his style. He's not trying to be toxic. He's not. He's just, that's how he gets his, views, but he's spreading the message across. Geeks and Gamers, they're just straight up fair. Same with Ryan Kinnell. They just we don't like this crap anymore. And we're not going to sit here and just support all of it, like these shills, which I'm going to name. Because I'm over it, of them trying to shut me down, of them trying to tell me that I'm not looking at every point of view and that I have a narrow point of view and that they don't. That's the message I'm getting from them. And that's what Will of the Force, aka, X Diamond Figs, keeps posting, is that, we suffer from a, lack of vision, right? And how we only see one point of view. And that's not true. I have been with the I love it side. I have been with the in between. I've been with the I hate it side. I've seen every side. And I take every side into account when I'm watching something. I don't go in saying it's bad. You guys know this. And I have come to realize it is out of control. It is completely out of control. And it is gone. This Star Wars is gone. Like, I'm sorry, it's gone. Even the good Disney, like the very, very few good Disney Star Wars things, like Rogue One, Solo, dude, like, they don't even make things good anymore. Like, they can't even make their own products anymore, dude. Like, good anymore, man. It's like, they can't have one season of a show last, to be good. The first 6 episodes of Ahsoka were good. Not even. The first one, they had the stupid stab scene. Like, it's not even a completely good show. Andor has a great story, and that's, like, about it. Like, they have not made a pure show ever. Mando was the only show that they have made, Disney has made, that is pure, and they ruined it with season 3. And you can't just pretend like season 3 doesn't exist. They ruined The Mandalorian. The first 2 seasons are beautiful and amazing. But does the impact of the ending of season 2 even matter anymore? No. Because they ruined it with season 3 and with Book of Boba Fett. But my point being, so we have these shills saying you only see one point of view, you only see one point of view. You can check back at all my old videos and that completely disproves everything. You can also go check off that it's not this, it's in the phobes. I've clarified that 6 billion times. That has nothing to do with why I don't like Star Wars. It's terrible storytelling, it's manipulation, and it's catering. Catering to people who aren't even fans. For example, there was a mysterious Lucasfilm roundtable meeting with a bunch of these fans, who are shills and fit the definition of shills on the dot. So, who do we have there? Fake news Kyle Katarn Star Wars Sexplained, we have Carly King, we have Eric Voss, we have this random girl who I clicked on her profile, doesn't post one thing about Star Wars. Some other random guy, and one other random dude. All of these people, and I don't remember the 3 random people's names, but all of those people have never said that they have disliked anything. In fact, Star Wars Explained goes to the extent of making videos on why I love so-and-so show, or only the good parts of so-and-so show, and I wonder, well, how is that not just one point of view? If you're literally saying why I love this show, why I love that show, and you're only giving the good reasons, ignoring the bad, like that's very narrow, you know? Like checkmate right there. These guys, they use this brand for attention on social media, and it pisses us off because we know Star Wars has made our lives and made us who we are today. And without it, we wouldn't be us. That is a real Star Wars fan, you know? And I'm not here to, I don't care. If you like The Last Jedi, great. You know, that's your thing. I completely disagree, and I think I could pretty much, I know that's not part of George's vision, and in my mind, that's not Star Wars, but to you, whatever, you know? But if you're going to be obnoxious about it and try to tell me that I only see one point of view and that I'm only like, then I'm like, okay, well, I could say 6,000 things about you from saying you like The Last Jedi, but I don't because I'm respectful. And yeah, so basically that's what these shills do. They just love everything. Carly King posts on her story every day about how much she loves The Acolyte and how she's going to watch it over and over and over again. And then, you know, when Bad Batch was running, she didn't even watch the episodes, you know, the days they came out, which as a hardcore Star Wars fan who's going to all the premieres and all of the events and gets invited to everything, gets gift boxes, you would have to be a very, very excited Star Wars fan. And I don't think just the pushing it off, like look at Star Wars Theory. He sits down the night of and watches them all. You can do it. And these people, content creation is their job. So that shows the level of care right there. What also does is the just countless comments they make to people who dislike things. They say that you can dislike something and it's okay, but when you have a civil debate, and there are times when there are not civil debates and it's a complete mess, you know, but there are times when it's a civil debate and they discount your opinion and they call you toxic and they call you all the ists and the phobes that you've heard a billion times and they kick you out. And you're not part of their shill society anymore. So that's basically who all those people are and what they do and how they think they're successful. So basically, these shills, they got invited to Lucasfilm HQ at some random round table meeting with Leslie Headland and Dave Filoni. And dear God, it is devastating to see how Dave Filoni, in my eyes, just completely betrayed us. How did we go from Clone Wars, which made my childhood, to like him being CCO and letting this stuff with Acolyte happen? And, you know, supposedly watching like a hawk over Last Jedi and not doing anything about it. I've heard set leaks. He was there. He doesn't say anything. Like, this is the problem. He just lets everything happen. And he said that he's not just going to stop things, you know? And it's like he's pushing forward this Rey movie. And it's like he knows it's going to lose money, but he does it anyways because he's let Kathleen Kennedy completely twist and manipulate him. And that is a problem. So that it is devastating. I'm being honest, dude. I praised Dave. I was like, he's the next George. We need him. but he has completely just turned this he's, if you're not doing something about it there, then you're contributing to it. That's how I see it. So he's just contributing to the train wreck of Star Wars. And, letting Sabine get stabbed, he wrote that. That's his script. Sabine getting stabbed and surviving with a little button on her chest. Like, what? That's like all of that. There's tons of issues with Ahsoka, And at first I was like, it's amazing. No, it's not. There are tons of problems that I didn't see through the fan service that is exploding from it. I love that the Anakin stuff made sense. Hayden, zero issue. Just, I want to clarify that and make that very golden. That is not a problem. At all. Was Hayden stuff. No. Like, Hayden's the GOAT, dude. He knows when stuff is up, like, truly. And he still refers back to George and everything. That's not, the problem. But it's all the other stuff. So anyways, Dave is a complete disaster now. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the power got to his head and he's like, I can't lose this position, so therefore I must kiss ass to everyone. No. Leslie Headland, we know. She's a complete, just George Lucas D1 hater. And that is not okay. You shouldn't let that someone, make any Star Wars at all. Like, they just shouldn't get to do it. Because if they're disrespecting the creator consistently and saying how they want to do their own vision, and it's like, you don't do that, and you don't get to just tell everyone you're breaking canon. Like, no, that's just not. George Lucas in his main vision should be somewhat present throughout all of Star Wars. It just should be, because that's the groundwork and that's what makes everyone love it. But when you're sitting here and you're just blatantly saying, I'm not going to follow his ideas and I'm going to change what he thinks about the Force and not, and take a quote from the Acolyte, you've misunderstood the Jedi arts. There you go, Leslie. Like, you don't even know how to write Jedi. You don't know how to write the Force. And now you could tell me, oh, well, you can write it better. Fine. Game on, dude. I know the Force. I know Star Wars. I know the Jedi. Like, I'm not an idiot. I'm not talking out of my ass. I know this franchise better than 95% of the shill employees working at Lucasfilm right now. Just like the entire board of the High Republic era is full of shills. Every single one of them have made the most atrocious Star Wars stories I have ever seen. So, with that in mind, there's a lot to explain here for people who don't understand all this crap. So Leslie Headland and Dave Filoni, they invited all these shills to go have a meeting. We don't know what it was about. We don't know what was discussed. We just know they were all there having a meeting, which has never been done before in the history of Lucasfilm, about something. And it was something having to do with the Acolyte. Why would Dave necessarily be there? Why would this meeting even happen? Like, do you honestly think it was just a nice bonfire chat? The show had not even come out yet. They didn't see it yet. It wasn't in previews yet. Nothing. And they're invited to talk about the show before it's out. That is very suspicious. That is extremely suspicious. And the second I saw that, I knew something was wrong. And I knew something was up. And I knew they are plotting something against, the Lucasites. They are. They are completely plotting something bad to us. I don't know what it is, but ever since that random little meeting, the shills have gotten more toxic and been a lot more like, you're not seeing the vision, you don't understand the story, which is them, but they're blinded by getting everything they want and shilling and hawking for Lucasfilm. It's okay, so then from the shills getting worse, they spread the virus to the people on Shill's edge. You know, like they're on the line of Shill. Like they're almost there, but they know they're not, they're lying to themselves if they take that step, right? They're like right there. And now, Diamond Figs was chill, dude. That guy, I was like, he's genuine. I feel like he just says it where it needs to be said, and I was like, oh, he's fine, I don't have an issue, and then all of the sudden, after this meeting, and after he sees it and comments, oh my gosh, I'm jealous, all of the sudden, he just starts glazing everything, and starts talking about The Last Jedi, he starts talking about Book of Boba Fett, he starts talking about how great Acolyte is, and all of the sudden, there's 6,000 things that he just says is great. And I'm like, okay, that's really convenient. No, though, that now all of a sudden you're loving everything. So he's gone. Star Wars Sith, I believe he can say when things are off, but again, recently he started to be a lot more, he's starting to shill a little bit. And that's terrifying because I know he's like friends with Theory and stuff. So I'm like, oh dear Lord, what happened to him? But he made this cringe, ridiculous post that all the shills repost. So I'm actually, when I'm done with this video, or tomorrow, I'm going to go unfollow all of them because I can't handle it, dude. Like, the amount of how I know they are lying about things and they just lie anyways and they shut me down for my views and my opinions, it's like, okay, well, great. If you really did like The Acolyte, again, whatever, dude. That's your thing. Okay? Like, you like the Disney Wars, that's fine. Like, okay, buddy. Like, I like Star Wars. I don't like Disney Wars, but some people like Disney Wars. I absolutely do not. And yeah, so he's starting, just to love Acolyte and stuff, and it's like, oh god. And he made this post that was actually, I think, one of the most toxic ones, other than this one random Instagram girl, which I like to call them lightsaber people, because they're the ones who go spin a lightsaber outside aesthetically and get a bunch of views, and then say they're Star Wars fans. No. Not enough. I'm sorry. If you're in a, if your thing is, oh, I love the lightsabers, great. But it's not. That's the thing. It's all a game. It is all a game. Look at Sir James. That guy's a legend. I love him. He genuinely loves Star Wars, and he genuinely loves sabers and the designs and the versions and that to me, he is legit. Like, he's legit. And I'm sure there are other ones out there that are too. But like Tuka, Carly King, some, the other 8,000 random TikTok girls who don't even like Star Wars but started Star Wars content creation because it gets them views. Very evident, clear. They are all what I like to describe as lightsaber people, where that's how they got their clicks and then they just progressed from there. Yeah, so that's great. So there's all these chills out there, and also Star Wars Replicas, who I thought was a chill guy, isn't, and he is a complete chill. And bro, it breaks. It's kind of heart shattering, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to label him as a show. But basically, there's this like Star Wars music guy that knows his stuff about the music, and his name's Ashton Charette, and he also definitely is part of that squad. But I give him slack because he's music based, So he's not, full Star Wars based. He's like the music of Star Wars channel. So it's less of, I just think he doesn't really, if he does like the show, great. But, you know, I feel like his focus and passion is on the music. So I give him slack. I'm not going to label him a shill. He's just like, oh, these are my friends, so I'm going to, I don't know. I don't label him. It's not his fault. It's his people around him who are influencing him, which is terrible. But basically, yeah. So we have, from that meeting, all of a sudden, there's this explosion of shill activity and saying how if you don't like the show, that's fine, but you should shut up about it. That's basically what they're saying, and all the shills are reposting each other. And then it's like left-wing activism, but shilling. It's very interesting. I didn't know that would be, I didn't know that would be a thing, but it is. And it's ridiculous and absurd, and I am not going to be a part of it. So now that I've explained the meeting and how I believe Lucasfilm straight up told them to attack fans who don't like the show, that I think, and in a different way and tone, I believe that is what they were saying. Basically, they just mobilized the troops, their stormtroopers, to go assault everybody. And that is what's happening online, and it is ridiculous. All over Instagram, it is a epidemic of garbage, fake Star Wars fans who attack other fans for values. That is a fake. There's very few moments where I call someone a fake fan, but it is not caring about the brand, not caring about the creator, and attacking other fans. Those three are like, I'm like, dude, you're not a fan then. You're just shilling for views, for money, for opportunities, and I'm not. I'm here to set things straight. And I don't want to be affiliated with shills at all because I'm not one. That's the problem, is I'm fire at them when they do things wrong, and I give them a little pat on the back when they do things right. But since they don't like my pats on the back, and they don't care, and they label me as toxic and whatever, still, because I tell the truth, then I'm done giving them the pat on the back, basically. I'm over it. If they do something amazing, like Luke and Mando, or Anakin and Ahsoka, I'll give them a pat on the back, but I'll be more praising Hayden than the creator of the show. And I'll only talk about that one thing, but that's it, that's very rare, and that probably won't happen again. I don't think that that's going to happen again, to be honest. I think that was it. They're like, all right, we brought Luke back, we brought Anakin back, we're done. And Obi-Wan back, but that failed miserably, we're done. That's what I think really happened. So they're done. They just do that as a hook to keep people in, when the company's failing. So probably after the show, they'll throw in some character or announce some project, and we're like, oh my gosh, but at the end of the day, it's just gonna try to hook you and reel you back in, and then they'll spill you out to more trash, which is Skeleton Crew is going to be garbage, and I've been saying this from the beginning. I think it's going to be garbage, but I can't judge till it comes out, like I'm saying. But you're not going to get episode reviews. You're not going to get any of that. You're just going to get, and I'm sorry that I've been experimenting with you guys. I am. And I started experimenting when I made that video that was like, I'm done hating Star Wars. That video? That wasn't genuine. That was acting. And I was doing it for my own, statistical reason. And I was like, I want to see what the heck's going to happen. And I saw. And it was a huge increase on my channel, but I don't like lying. That lying isn't good, and it's bad. So it was a good test for a bit. It was a fun little game. And now I'm telling you the game is over, and I'm sorry. Kind of like when when Padme reveals herself as the queen. This is the kind of scenario, it's like I had an alter ego for a little bit, but that wasn't really me. You could see there's this gap of like me hating crap, then me, kind of being positive. I wasn't shilling, but I was being positive, and then back, to where I was. But yeah, so that wasn't legit. And basically what I'm going to do most likely, is I'm going to wipe out my channel. Other than those two, the Clone Wars duels and the Rebels duels, because, when I was a kid, I loved watching those, the duel videos, and those were the only two that Lucasfilm would let me upload. During the times when I was being positive, I tried to do another one when I wasn't, and got completely taken down twice, even when I removed copyrighted stuff. So, when other people can do it, they know me, they are attacking me, they are trying to shut me down. And they know that, and I know that, and it's just blatantly evident and obvious. So, with this latest episode of Acolyte, I am officially done with Disney Star Wars. I am not covering it. I am not talking about it. This channel will be dedicated to George Lucas Star Wars and Star Wars The Clone Wars. That is it. That is all this channel will be. And maybe stuff about George Lucas's museum and Hollywood, or, other things that are related to George Lucas, and just the stuff he's up to with the Film Foundation. I will also be talking about problems with Disney Star Wars too, and issues that it's having, but again, very specific examples. I'm not going to be reviewing an episode because that's giving them too much attention, but I'm going to just basically toss a dart at them every time they do something ridiculous. But I will have to explain why it doesn't fit George's vision, why it doesn't make sense. But who knows? Maybe I won't even do that. Maybe then I'm silencing myself. See, it's like the combo, but... So I'm still going to nail them occasionally when they need nailing and they need a beating, because I know that they see this. And I know that they are censoring me, and it's obvious, My quality of video has been consistent, which isn't good, but my passion area is making movies. It's not content creation, so, I put all my work into my passion area. But, it's like it doesn't make sense. If it's the same exact, method of content creation and your views are rocketed down all of the sudden, that is censorship. And it's a secret, they just change how much you're on the algorithm, and it's a thing they can do too. And Theories talked about it. It's happened to him. It still does, actually. And it's bad. They do it to all of us. Melvin has 8,000 views for a channel that nukes Disney Star Wars with every video. And he has 8,000 subscribers. And that shows if they weren't censoring him, he would have probably 2 million subscribers and have hundreds of thousands of views on every video. But he is the most anti-Disney that I have ever seen. So the fact that he has 8,000, that is like a huge, huge deal, and with being censored and flattened out that much, that just shows the majority of us fans are done with the way we are being treated as fans, how they try to label us things, they try to call us names, they try to attack us, and they try to demonize George Lucas. I'm done. You can keep making shows with Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant if you want, and then this shill tried to counter it with a picture of George Lucas and Harvey Weinstein in the same room. Way, way, way back in the day before that stuff was even happening, and try to be like, see, which is A, demonizing the creator, and B, false information. Therefore, they are a fake fan. So that is how I put it. Yeah, you can keep making shows, working with that kind of person if you want. I'm not going to support it, and I'm not going to be a part of it. I'm not going to be part of diluting a story that has inspired generations of children, adults, grandparents, and babies. So I'm done, is what I'm telling you. I'm over it. Disney Star Wars isn't Star Wars. Star Wars is Star Wars. And whatever, you might see posters in here, but I've got to fill the wall, and I do like Rogue One, I do like Solo, but, if I get more George, Star Wars posters or something, I'll replace them, but, Um, until then, they're just gonna stay there. And I'm not, I had problems with that. I talked to Melvin myself, and they actually, that was during my phase where I was kind of seeing what that community was like, and I had like an old High Republic poster from like Celebration that I just hung up because I had a weird gap in the wall, and I was like, I don't fill it. He questioned me on that for sure, and I was like, dude, I swear. But the Discord, he's not as toxic as half of his, toxic as half of his crowd. His crowd is crazy. And the things they were saying, it's like I can't even take some of it seriously. It's like, it's crazy. It is actually crazy. But they banned me from the Discord because I told them about a Marvel show, and that like set them off. So I don't have Discord anymore, but I reinstalled it for 2 days during the whole Darth Mel when I was part of the, that Discord server, because I was wanting to feel it out, and it's not. It's just it's just kind of has a lot of trolls. There are a few people who I could tell were like, guys, they did this. This is against George's vision for A, B, C, D. And those guys were legit, but there were a lot of other guys who were just complete like trolls. And I was like, oh no. But that's in every, audience. That's in the shill audience. That's in, all of them. You know, all those people who went to the Lucasfilm meeting, they're all shills. They're all clowns and trolls. They're not really, like, I don't know, man. Like, you can try to call me whatever you want and just, I know it's not true. The people who know me know it's not true. And, probably deep in your soul, it's not true too. But you can say whatever you want to me. And I've been called everything under the sun in every aspect, whether people are trying to make fun of me or people trying to call me an ist or a phobe or a toxic person, in terms of Star Wars, a toxic fan, or whatever. I've been pretty much told all of it, and I've set every single person that's tried to like message me or comment back at me, I've shut them down, every single one. So it's like they try to say things and it doesn't work. But yeah, I'm here to say I'm officially 100%, no longer part of the, Disney Star Wars group. Kind of weird group. I never was, but like I had a hard time letting go, and I just learned to let go of everything I fear to lose. So I'm in a much better place with Star Wars now, and I feel like, I'm not obligated to enjoy everything, and I don't need to, and I'm not really missing anything. And I've broken all these things down, and I've realized that it's stupid. So yeah, I think this channel needs a fresh start, and I think it needs a new logo and a new description, and I'm gonna really revamp it and revive it for the summer, because that's where, I'll have time to really actually have time to like talk about things and explore things with you guys and not be completely overwhelmed with my schedule. And just sometimes you need a fresh start, and that's something Star Wars has taught us too, like the whole Jedi Order, right? It was completely corrupt and having a billion issues. The Jedi were blind, they're clouded. They get wiped out, they have a fresh start, and they're 200 times better than they ever were before. And it's like, there you go. Sometimes you just, or Yoda, he was very blind just because he was stressed out and had all these things going on. And he learned from failure, and then he became the old wise Jedi Master that, he once was before he started getting clouded and judged by the dark side and all this stuff. But, and that's a lesson. It really is. It just shows you that sometimes you need a fresh start in order to become a better, just to be more clear and be better as a whatever, fan person, etc. So, yeah, and I'm just done. So, it's like it's it's ridiculous to defend this show, in my opinion. Um, you can have your own. If you genuinely like the show, good job. Like, cool. I don't, and I absolutely hate it, and it's disgusting, and I'm not gonna lie and say I like it, and I'm not gonna be part of the shill collective that just runs throughout this franchise. And I went to this fan event. Oh my gosh, was every single person there a shill and a fake fan? It was genuinely insane. The people I talked to, I was like, all right, this guy is, there's no way in hell. I talked about how bad The Last Jedi was in line with my friend. And this dude, right in front of me kept looking back and snarling. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, they're all shills, man. It's crazy. Except this one guy who was sitting right next to me. He was legit. It's like, it's so easy to tell who just goes to things to go to things and who's like actually legit and serious about it. It's a thing. And those first two episodes were decent, they were okay. They had tons of issues, but I was like, this is not the worst. And then it went straight to the worst. So I'm like, great, so I'm done. But yeah. So just keep your eye out for the wipe. That will happen. And I'm very happy I get the opportunity to be clear with my values of Star Wars and to stop playing the weird, split and indecisive and conflicted weirdness of Star Wars. So I keep bouncing back, and I'm like, no. That experiment really helped me clarify where I am and just know that, and I've always known deep in my heart this too, that none of this Disney stuff is real. It's not. It's just a complete mockery. All of it, and I tried to lie to myself and say, well, it's okay because of this, and you should look at it in a different way, and it never really satisfied me, and this is the only way it will. It's just to know that this is Star Wars, and Clone Wars, and the rest of it is just stupid spin-offs, like that have problems. Every one of them have something that doesn't feel right, and that just shouldn't be the way it is, and that is how it is, and it's unfortunate, but yeah, I'm very, very content and like satisfied, and I finally feel like there's a weight lifted off my shoulder now that, I just shouldn't like try to even doubt. I doubted my gut a lot, and that was the problem, and I shouldn't have doubted my gut, and that's just a lesson in life in general, is your gut instinct is normally correct, when you really feel it. It's like feel the force around you, same kind of deal, and it's like you just know, you feel it, and you're like, bro, what the hell? And you sense it. Call me a Jedi, but it's true. You feel it, and something is wrong. Like, the second the first shot opens. It is the weirdest thing ever. I was like, the first shot of Acolyte, and I was like, bro, this is gonna suck. And it did. Because I listened to my gut, and my gut was true. I'm like, bro, just listen to your gut, and stay true to yourself. And I'm very excited to see where this channel is going, and I'm happy with the decision I made. And yeah, so clean slate other than those two videos, which, they're dual videos. Like, duels are awesome, so I'll leave those up for people to watch and enjoy. And the rest will be destroyed. And we will start new and rebrand. This is what you call a rebrand. And I'm very, very happy. So if you're here for me to say I love everything and whatever, that's not what this channel is for. This channel is for George Lucas. This channel is for Star Wars. And this channel is for the push of creativity in cinema and the push against cinema giants like Disney, who have destroyed every single one of their IPs, including themselves, and wrecked everything and everyone around them. Disney, no. This channel is here to support real cinema and real stories that have created themes and messages that people apply to their lives for the rest of time. That is cinema, or just movies that make people feel good and just make them feel nostalgic about something or bring them joy. That's cinema, not this disgusting, diluted trash that Disney produces in every single realm. It's just bad, and I'm here to be against it. And I'm here with the real ones, all of us who really understand George Lucas and understand Star Wars, and just really get it and know what's going on and see the bigger picture in things, instead of just trying to lie to ourselves. Yeah, and we care about the brand, and I'm here with you guys, and the very few of us there are. And I know there's more, but they're just quiet, which I understand because you get completely censored and attacked for it. So I get, being silent, but y'all should talk, and I'm not going to be an annoying leftist about it and be like, if you're not talking, you're a bigot. Like, no, bro, I get you guys, I'm chill. I'm like, I understand why you're not talking, because it's bad. You get attacked in every realm. And not only for Star Wars, but just in general, from your opinions on Star Wars, bro. It's like, it is crazy. I'm telling you, it is insane. But yeah, so we will clean slate soon. My guess is tomorrow at some point, and if not tomorrow, then probably after my last day of school. That'll be sick, and we can just, my last day of sophomore year, just. I'm very excited. I'm excited, I'm ready, I'm happy. This is where the fun begins, and this is where the fight begins, where we fight for George. Well, I've always been fighting for George, but the fight to avenge Star Wars and do what is right to, keep George's vision alive, basically. Yeah. So thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, share. I love all of you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking along. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. So even when you see my old channel wiped, I ain't going anywhere. I'm coming right back with a new logo, a new description, and probably this is my really intro video. So actually this video will be up. The first new video up on the channel. I'll leave this video here, but the rest of them will be gone. That way you just see, it's like kind of an explanation of what happened. But yeah, thank you. Love you guys. And to all those George Lucas people like myself out there, don't let anyone try to change your opinions or try to manipulate you or shill and try to turn you into a shill. Just know you're right, and it's okay. And that's a big thing in, my religion too, where the world tries to tell me that my religion is, irrelevant, and that partying and smoking and being an idiot is, what it's good and fun, and that's not true. And it's been proven throughout my life, and I watch people completely collapse because they do those things, and it's like, I know what I'm doing, guys. Like I've tried everything, in terms of Star Wars. I've looked at it in every way possible, and this is the only one that I see fit and one that makes sense. And I've tested the algorithm. I've tested Lucasfilm. Like, I know what I'm watching, you guys. So, yeah, fuck you, Disney. Fuck you, Kathleen Kennedy. I'm done with you guys. I'm on you. You are ruining the brand that I grew up and loved and still love today. And you have ruined it, and I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to ignore it. It's already happened, but I'm not going to ignore it. I'm not just going to let it slip away and let my Star Wars die. That's not happening. So if you guys won't do it, I will. I will spread George's messages, spread George's vision, and make my own scripts and stuff that will all be shared here. So, see you guys soon. May the force be with you always.